The history of the Sumerian Empire is a fascinating tale that unfolded in ancient Mesopotamia, a region encompassing parts of what is now southern Iraq. This civilization flourished for millennia and left a profound mark on human history with notable achievements in areas such as writing, religion, architecture, and social organization. The history of the Sumerian Empire begins at the dawn of civilization in the Mesopotamian region between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. Around 4000 BC, groups of people began to establish agricultural settlements in this fertile land, which would later be known as Sumer. These early farmers developed irrigation systems to make the most of the river waters and cultivated crops like barley and wheat. One of the most significant contributions of the Sumerians was the invention of cuneiform writing, one of the earliest known writing systems in history. Sumerians inscribed clay tablets with wedge-shaped characters, enabling them to keep records, conduct commercial transactions, and preserve their knowledge. This writing was not only fundamental to the development of Sumerian civilization, but also influenced later civilizations in the region. As time progressed, around 3500 BC, Sumerian settlements consolidated into independent city-states, each with its own government and leader. Each city-state was centered around a temple known as a ziggurat, which served as a religious and administrative center. Among the most important city-states were Uruk, Lagash, Kish, and Nippur. During this period, religion played a central role in the lives of the Sumerians. They believed in a pantheon of gods and goddesses who controlled various aspects of life, from agriculture to warfare. Prominent among these deities were Enlil, the god of air and wind, and Enki, the god of water. Around 2500 BC, the city of Akkad, under the leadership of Sargon the Great, began to expand and conquer Sumerian city-states. This conquest marked the rise of the first empire known in history, the Akkadian Empire. Under Sargon's rule, the territory of the Sumerians expanded significantly, and Sumerian culture coexisted and merged with Akkadian culture. The Akkadian Empire established a centralized administrative system and a set of laws that applied throughout the empire, marking an evolution in the region. After the collapse of the Akkadian Empire, Sumerian city-states regained their independence. One of the prominent rulers of this era was Ur-Nammu, who founded the third dynasty of Ur and established a centralized government in the city of Ur. During this period, the Code of Ur-Nammu was promulgated, one of the earliest sets of written laws in history. The Ur-3 Empire was a period of cultural splendor and technological development. Great ziggurats were constructed. Advances were made in astronomy and mathematics, and cuneiform writing continued to evolve. However, stability did not last long, as once again, internal conflicts and attacks by the Elamites and Amorites weakened the empire. In 2004 BC, the Amorites, a Semitic people, sacked and destroyed the city of Ur, marking the end of the third dynasty of Ur and the fall of the Sumerian Empire. This foreign invasion plunged the region into a period of instability and conflicts. During this period, some Sumerian city-states continued to exist independently, but their influence significantly waned. The balance of power in the region shifted to other ethnic groups, and the history of Sumer entered a period of decline. As Sumerian influence diminished, the Amorites settled in the region and began to adopt elements of Sumerian culture. In the city of Babylon, under the rule of Hammurabi, a cultural renaissance occurred that incorporated aspects of Sumerian culture. Hammurabi is famous for his Code of Hammurabi, one of the oldest and most comprehensive sets of laws ever known, which influenced later legislation. The Code of Hammurabi reflects the importance of justice in Mesopotamian society and establishes clear standards for everyday life, from trade to property and family matters. Although Hammurabi rule from Babylon The influence of Sumerian culture remained evident in his code as the second millennium BC progressed. The direct influence of the Sumerians on Mesopotamia faded, but their legacy endured. Cuneiform writing, the foundation of written culture in the region, continued to be used by later generations, including the Babylonians and Assyrians. Sumerian religion also left a lasting mark on the region. Many of the Sumerian gods and myths were incorporated into the later beliefs of Babylon and Assyria, and their influence even reached civilizations far beyond Mesopotamia. In summary, the history of the Sumerian Empire is a rich and complex narrative of a civilization that flourished in the cradle of civilization. Over millennia, the Sumerians made significant contributions in various fields, leaving a cultural and technological legacy that influenced the civilizations that followed them. Despite their fall, their influence endures in the history of humanity.